Hi guys, welcome to the realm of astrology. This is your daily horoscope for July 13th, 2021, which is a Tuesday. But before we begin, I request you to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so that you can be notified every time I post a video. I also want you to know that I do daily horoscopes, weekly horoscopes, and monthly sun rising sign horoscopes that you can watch all on my YouTube channel. And now let's begin. So, the first thing that I wanted to talk about is what I spoke about very briefly yesterday, and it's that the moon enters the sign of Virgo. Now, this happens at about 2 3 a.m. Pacific time, and the moon in Virgo, first of all, the moon changes signs every 2.5 days, and when it changes signs, the energy in our life, the focus of our life shifts in very subtle ways. And in Virgo, we are going to be focused on getting organized. We're going to be focused on planning things, on figuring out our routine, all the day to day things, the mundane things we're going to be working on. Because I feel that in the past 2 weeks, we made a lot of decisions. Saturn opposed Mars, Saturn opposed Venus, Uranus squared these energies. We had the new moon. And over the weekend, we had the moon in Leo, which opposed Saturn as well. So, a lot of decisions, a lot of streamlining, one can say, came about in the past 2 weeks. And now is the point where we will start to get organized about these things, about the decisions we've taken. And we're going to do that for the next 2.5 days. Okay, that's the first thing. Now, as soon as the moon enters the sign of Virgo, it does oppose Jupiter retrograde. All right, 180-degree angle, which requires some sort of effort. An effort to integrate these two elements. Jupiter is hope, it's optimism, it's positivity, it's even lessons in knowledge and wisdom, right? The moon is our emotions. In this case, it's also our day to day routine, it's our organization of things, it's our habits, it's our eating patterns as well, right? Virgo is all these things. And when they're opposing like this, I feel like we might need to make some changes, some positive changes towards our health, perhaps, towards our job, towards organizing some things, towards planning something, towards our habits, eating patterns, could be anything like that. Some change, and I believe we've tried to make this change before. We have, because Jupiter is retrograde, right? It's covering an area we've already seen, we've already been there, we've crossed 121 of Pisces before, we know what's there. But now it's coming back, and the purpose of that is so that you can review it and approach it from a different perspective. Okay, why did that change that I was trying to make, perhaps to my routine, perhaps to my diet, perhaps to my job or some habit that I had, why did it not work? What can I do different? So I believe that is what this is. And that's about 5 a.m. Pacific time, right? And then soon after this, the moon's going to move on. Actually, let's talk about the other thing, which is more important in my opinion, is the Mars-Venus conjunction. Now, we spoke about this in depth yesterday. Mars and Venus meeting up, you can see at about 7 a.m. Pacific time. They're coming exact. And this energy, very basically put, is about finding the courage, the willpower, the drive to take action towards the decisions we have taken, towards the definition we have given to Venus related things: love, money, projects, finances, self worth, values, skills, and all these things. It's essentially a new cycle starting for Venus things. And if you've seen my new moon in Cancer video, which happened on July 9th, so on Friday, there was a Venus element to it. And I did say that this new moon will also bring some newness to our projects, to our relationships, to our finances, to our skills, to our self worth, towards all these things. Right? And now we are finding the drive. We are finally taking that action. We're making the change. We're making that beginning. Whatever we worked on in the past 2 weeks, especially in the past 3 4 days. So that's the Mars-Venus conjunction, and yes, it is also a new cycle for all Venus-related things that I have mentioned. Okay, so that's the morning. Now, the next important thing happens in the evening at about 6 7 p.m. Pacific time. So let's see that happen. And there we go. So it's about 7 p.m. Pacific time. The moon here at 9 degrees of Virgo is going to square the nodes, the north node and the south node. Now, any planet that is in such a position can get magnified. We can feel it very intensely. So at this point, we may feel our emotions very intensely, right? Because the nodes are kind of highlighting our emotions, the moon, our emotions. But it could also be that Virgo things. What are Virgo things? Planning, organizing, making something perfect, our day-to-day routine, our habits, our diet, all these things are being magnified, are being focused on at this point at 7 p.m. And Virgo is also stress. I'm not saying if you're Virgo, then you're stressed. I'm just saying we all have Virgo in our charts, but that energy of Virgo can be represented as stress as well. So this could be a point where we can actually feel quite stressed, because the nodes are magnifying the Virgo energy, and Virgo energy is also stress. And we could be stressed at this point about, how do I move forward? Yeah, I found the courage, but how do I plan it the best way? I have to take this action, but what is the best way to take that action? So this is a point where we might feel stressed. Our emotions might be running high. And emotions can be positive or negative, right? So it really depends what that is for you. And that's all the astrology for the day. We will see the moon trine Uranus. That does not happen today. We will also see the moon trine Pluto, but that does not happen today as well. And this is a positive moment, right? Trine is 120-degree angle positive. We'll talk about that, but not today. And we are building up to the Sun-Neptune trine. I speak about this in my weekly horoscope video, so you can watch that. We're building up to that. That happens on Thursday. We're also building up to the Sun-Pluto opposition, which happens, I believe, on Sunday. And we are getting ready for Chiron to go retrograde on Thursday. So a lot is happening. And I also want to mention that Mercury now is in the sign of Cancer. It changed signs on Sunday. So this is it's a slower energy when it comes to communication, thinking. It's more introspective rather. So in some ways, we might be feeling a little calmer than we have in the past month, 5 weeks. Because Mercury was in Gemini before that. It loves Gemini, it rules Gemini. But Mercury in Gemini, where it retrograded as well, could have got a lot of stimulation into your life. A lot. And with the North Node there, Gemini energy is already magnified. A lot of stimulation. So now is the time to really calm down in our thinking, in our thoughts, take a moment to nourish ourselves, do all those sort of things. So that's all the astrology for today. Now I'll give you the undercurrents of the energy that we deal with on a daily basis. These are events that have taken place in the past, are taking place in the present, but we feel these energies and they're relevant to our present. That's why I speak about them. Now, if you've seen this before, please skip to the card reading. If not, I urge you to watch at least once. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the Uranus-Saturn square, right? Now, these two planets are slow-moving planets, and they're squaring after 21 years. So a long time. So we're feeling this energy after 21 years. And this energy is asking us to embrace the new, get rid of the old. Anything old that's not in alignment with who you are at the moment, it's asking us to leave that. It's asking us to embrace the new. And it is also asking us to embrace our uniqueness, right? And we'll feel this energy all year, even into next year. And this energy can feel stressful. The process of getting rid of the old, imbibing the new, embracing your uniqueness will not come very naturally. There will be effort that's required. So that's the first thing. The second thing is the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction. Now, these two planets met about 6-7 months ago in December, after 20 years. And they usually meet up after 20 years. And when they do meet up, they begin a new cycle. So we closed out a cycle in December of 2020 and began a new one. But in the next 2 years, we will kind of lay the foundation for the next 20 years. So right now we're building that base as well. And all this is connected, right? Because as we begin to find who we are, as we begin to embrace the new, the old will start to fall away automatically, and the new foundation will be set. And the third thing that we are kind of still understanding, dealing with, is something that happened in Jan of 2020, so a year and a half ago. And that is Saturn and Pluto conjuncted. And I talk about this because these two planets don't meet up very often, once in 33 to 38 years. And when they do meet up, it's a big deal, right? So right now, they met up in Jan of 2020, closed out a cycle that started in 1982 and started a new cycle that will stay with us till 2053, so a long time. And right now, I believe we are still setting the base for that cycle. So the energy overall, to sum up these three energies, is about a lot of change, is about figuring things out, is about setting the base. And it's not going to happen this year. It's going to take, this year is an important year for that. But I think it'll take at least 2 years. That's my opinion. I could be wrong, but I do believe it'll take 2 years. Now, the North Node is in Gemini and the South Node is in Sag. This is the next thing that I wanted to talk about. And the nodes are karmic. And the last time they were in Gemini and Sag, North Node in Gemini, South Node in Sag, was between 2001 and 2003. So when they return to the same spot, they can bring up similar events and themes and situations. And the goal is so that you can review them, reprocess them, close them out, or take them forward because they are karmic. So that's all the background. Now I will pick a card for today and let's see what the universe has to. Okay, we have 2 cards fallen out. It says to be fair and it says peace. Let's start with this. I think this is just saying that today overall is a peaceful day. Today is the day where, we will be planning, we will be getting organized in some ways. But it's not like the last 2 weeks, last 2 weeks were very intense. It's a much easier energy. We've done most of the work. Now is like kind of the last bits left, so to speak. And I did also say that today we can feel stressed because the moon's going to square the nodes and the moon is in Virgo. Virgo gets stressed very easily. I'm a Virgo, so I know. Now, but this is not to say if you're a Virgo, you get stressed. I'm just saying that Virgo energy can be stressed. We all have Virgo in our charts, so somewhere it just depends on how it manifests for you. Now, so that's another one, that it is a day where we might feel stressed because the moon is in Virgo. The planning, the organizing, the figuring things out might stress us out. So just find that peace. And to be fair, this is more like, she's balancing things out. Yeah, she's balancing things out. And I think that's what we have been doing in many ways, right? Till at least new moon, we were there were 2 paths we needed to take, sort of. And we took a decision, we decided things. And I think this is what that is referring to, that we've decided, we've weighed our options, and now the path is kind of clear. Now, I also think this is, in some ways, whatever action we take, whatever decision we've taken, and now we're going to start to kind of act on it. And with the Mars, Venus, and a new cycle is going to begin for Venus-related things, love, money, relationships, etc. Perhaps this card is also saying that whatever you decide, whatever that beginning is, whatever action you take, make sure to be fair, right? Fair to yourself and to others. To be fair to everybody. I don't know why I had to say that, so there. Yeah, I think that's what this means. And now I will close the reading out, and I hope you enjoyed the reading. Do hit the subscribe button, do hit the bell icon, and I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great day.